What's going on, VGR fam? It's me, your host for this show, Aidan in the building, co-host. We got top left, we got CJ. Mixed up my words here.
What's happening? I'm always beside my favorite co-host that doesn't combat my opinions, Big Money Lair.
I don't combat your opinions. I get paid well. I get paid greatly. It does good for everybody. How you doing all? It's good to see you guys again. Hey.
How's it going? It's the co-host that does combat his opinions. So, the game of the week. My game, my first round draft pick, as the number 3 pick, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I forget the last part. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I did the same exact thing last. All right, game of the week. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Released in 1992 of August 15th. Published and developed by Konami. It is kind of it's like a beat 'em up, side-scrolling action game. It's a game based off the 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle animated series. The game follows Leonardo, Mikey, Donatello, and Raphael as they battle Shredder, the Foot Clan, across different eras in time after Krang steals the Statue of Liberty and sends the Turtles through a time warp. Pretty interesting concept here. I don't know about you guys, but I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan growing up. I don't think I grew up on the original. Sorry, Larry. I feel like Larry's definitely showed me the original before, but I definitely did not grow up on the original. I think mine was like one of the Nickelodeon 2008 through 2014 shows or whatever.
Did yours have the girl in it?
Yes.
Okay.
And the one guy with like hockey sticks.
No, I'm not talking about April O'Neil. I'm talking about like the girl turtle. Did you have that one?
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah. You're always gonna have April O'Neil and Casey Jones.
Yeah, Casey Jones. I could not think of his name. Yeah. I can't remember.
I can't even remember what the girl was, but
is that in the 1987? Is there a girl turtle?
No.
Oh, that's a newer one.
I knew somewhere in the 2000s they did it, but
they woke little bullshit. Pretty much. All right, well, that was the game of the week this week. First impressions. CJ, what do you think of this classic beat 'em up?
I thought we've just had a really good track record these past this season so far. Dude, banging out at the beginning. Intro music coming in, slam dunking. I like it. I like that a lot. I will say they should have probably put a seizure warning because I almost spazzed the fuck out with all the flashing lights at the beginning. But what do you do back in the day? Probably not that. 92. Look, yeah, you're not doing all that. So the Pikachu episode didn't happen yet.
They didn't have seizures back then.
Yeah, it's part of that new woke bullshit. No, music was banging. Yeah, like I said, everybody said a seizure. Other than that, I was a little excited. I will admit, wasn't the biggest turtle fan growing up. Did have 2 pet turtles, but neither one of them were ninjas, so didn't really have a strong connection to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I do remember some friends. Aidan, cousin of yours. Aidan, yourself. Larry, nephew of yours. 2 of them. But outside of that, I do remember, of course, having the debates of what turtle would be what, and just getting pissed off when other people got to be the leader and stuff, at like age 8. But I do remember watching the one Aidan mentioned at some point, for sure. I just wasn't a big Nickelodeon guy, so wasn't like super stoked, but I will say the one thing I kept thinking of for some reason, I did think of the new cabinets that came out, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, like the home cabinets, the mini ones. I do remember them coming out with, I don't remember what Turtles it was, but I do remember them coming out with that one. Used to stop by in Walmart and stuff and play it. For some reason, it reminds me of the old Giovanni's restaurant location across town. Don't know why. I don't think they ever had this in cabinet form. This game gives me that feeling, and I can't explain why. So, shout out Giovanni's for that. Don't know why. Like I said, just shout them out. I don't understand, but I don't know. Larry, is this your first go-round, or are you going to give us the back in the day first impression? That smirk says it all.
I do recall the 1980s cabinet, playing it in arcades. Actually, there was a local Stop and Rob in town, which is still there today. It had it in there and going there after school, but it was the original arcade game. wasted so much money in that damn game. Never got anywhere. But I do not remember playing this in the arcade. I know there was an arcade version of this. And like I said, what did this come out? 92, you said, eh?
Yeah, 92.
Yep.
93.
Oh, it's barely could.
So probably, I think 91 would have been when the arcade version was out, if I remember correctly. And I do not remember being out there anywhere. But at this point, it's the third arcade game they've had out. I don't want to say it's kind of ran its course, but it kind of maybe did. I don't know. I know the first one's glory in my mind. We missed that in the NES version. That's where they ported it there. But this one here looks good, plays good. It's a lot better than the NES one, which obviously should be a given. I do think though that they did have some of the classic beat 'em up problems that they had with some of these platformer beat 'em ups that they had on the Super Nintendo. They cheaped out on a couple things. Like, honestly, they had the music for the original theme song, but they didn't have the lyrics. I'm like, you guys could have, at least give me a Turtle Power, something, There was a couple parts that had it, but all in all, it brought back some good nostalgia on it. Like I said, I do recall more of the original arcade port where you could have 4 people playing. I wish that somehow this was available for that on this, but this game was only a 2-player, but I was excited to get back into it.
Well, I have some agreements with you guys, some things I don't think you touched on. This is widely known, as I read, as one of the better 16-bit beat 'em ups that is out. Of course, that is not my opinion, just because I have not played a wide variety of 16-bit beat 'em ups. But yeah, I mean, I thought this game was fun. To me, an enjoyable story and very easy to follow by just playing the game, which a lot of the times for these type of games you don't really get unless you like put together all the cutscenes and really pay attention. This one is pretty cut and dry what's going on. I thought obviously the controls were smooth. I like the action of slamming people on the ground or throwing them at the camera, and they actually implemented that as one of the and the shredder battle, or am I thinking of the wrong one? I always get them mixed up. Yeah, is it? I get the sensei and the metal guy mixed up. Splinter and Shredder. Which one's
Splinter's
which?
the bad guy. Splinter's the rat.
Splinter's the rat. Okay, Shredder. Yeah, when you're fighting Shredder, I don't know if you guys had this problem. I did not know what to do. I just kept fighting people for like 10 minutes. I did not know you had to pick up people and throw them at Shredder. I was just fighting people.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, how long is this battle? I was like, I'm dying pretty steadily here.
I'm going to interject something here real quick. I think that was something that they kind of stole from the old NES game Battletoads, because the first level boss is basically the exact same thing, except in Battletoads you picked up a rock, looked at the screen, and threw it at the screen. This one here, of course, you got to take a foot soldier and throw it at the screen, but I mean, otherwise, it almost feels exactly the same. 2 little guns coming down at the bottom of the screen, shooting at you and all that. Little target mech trying to get you. Exact same damn thing. So, as weird as the old classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles / Battletoads thing was in the late 80s, I find it funny to carry it over. And Teenage Mutant Turtles, like, we're taking that shit from you guys, stealing our damn amphibian stuff.
It carried over. I found it enjoyable. It's I felt the graphics were vibrant, the soundtrack was awesome, story was easy to follow. We'll get into the nitty gritty, our grips and gripes of it, but so far I found it pretty enjoyable. Speaking of the graphics, CJ, you anything about the graphics stick out to you? You like them? You don't like them? What's going on?
I hate them. No, I think I do like the graphics. The one thing I will say, more of a me problem. I call it 2D, 3D games in my head, where it's a side scroller, but you still have like depth. I always just fuck it up. I always have a really hard time tracking it. I don't know if it's a me issue, probably, based on my history in games. But that part's a little rough for me. Outside of that, I think good word you use, vibrant. I thought it was colorful. I thought it played really smooth, honestly. So I do get the online opinions of one of the better 16-bit beat 'em ups. And I will say, I'm not really a big beat 'em up guy, but I did kind of find myself just enjoying it. So, I mean, like, I had to run to the store today, said I'd grab 30 more minutes on it, looked down, I played for like an hour. So, I mean, it did definitely suck you in a little bit. I will say, I enjoyed it. I think smoothness of everything made it seem easier to play, I guess, in a way. I loved the mechanic of throwing soldiers, ragging them around to each other, throwing them at the screen, stuff like that's nice touch, especially for a beat 'em up. I feel like it's just it's almost like a beat 'em up exclusive thing. You put that in Super Mario World, I don't like it, but you put it here, and I think it's really enjoyable. So that was cool. Almost a little gimmicky with the attacks in that regard. So I liked it. Don't have too much to hate about the way it played and stuff. Like I said, it looked pretty ran smooth. I mean, overall, it looked pretty nice, like I said. So, back me up, Larry.
I think that, truthfully, looking at the arcade version of it, it's a really nice port. We definitely have hit this point where the arcade and your home console have started to mesh. It looks very close to it. Everything's very, very colorful, like you guys have said. Very easily to decipher this from that. Actually, the thing I thought was very interesting was I did have the opportunity to play the arcade version of it on the Cowabunga collection. And when you get squished by a ball, it's the exact same terrible kind of graphic when you get flattened out as a turtle. I mean, it's very cartoony, which I get, but it strangely looks exactly the same. So a lot of that stuff was almost just stride for stride. So props to the Super Nintendo for being able to keep up with that. And I think that's a high volume praise in it. I think, like I said, I thought it looked good. It's a great port. It made you, like I say, it made you feel like you were buying your arcade game for your house. Yeah. So can't beat that at all. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I touched a little bit on it. It was very vibrant. Actually, the graphics portion is one of my more higher portions I have about this game. I really enjoyed the graphics. I thought I could tell what every mob was. I could tell what every boss was. I liked the background when you went back in time. When you went back into like the prehistoric age, you could tell whether it be the background, all the mobs. You could tell the dinosaurs. It really gave you that vibe of you were right there. Same with like the pirate place and the neon city. I feel like the graphics. My keyword here is vibrant. Everything stood out to me compared to a lot of NES games. This was really impressive. I really actually enjoyed the graphics of this game.
Did you notice in the Neon City what the year was?
No.
The one stage, it's like I think we're riding like a surfboard or something, but it's like a Neon City in the future.
Your hoverboard thing.
It was 2020.
Oh, was it? That's
yeah, I'm
funny.
like, that's crazy. Like that's way too close, and we didn't have those boards in 2020.
We did, just not what you think.
We had hoverboards, but they, were not
Caught
that.
on fire.
No.
It is crazy. Like you see, like in like the 90s and 80s, they say, "Oh, by 2020, we're gonna have flying cars." Like, no, we didn't. We don't. Not for a long time.
We had flying drones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to our next section, the soundtrack. I really enjoyed the soundtrack. As Larry mentioned, when you load it up, you have the Turtles in a Half Shell, Turtle Power, or whatever it is. But as Larry mentioned, without the lyrics, so just the beat part of it. I did notice it. I did appreciate it. I was missing the lyrics. I don't know if there's something about when making these games. A lot of the songs and stuff doesn't have lyrics. I wonder if that's just really hard to put out within this console. Like just with this, like the electronics, if it's hard to include lyrics.
It might have been. I mean, honestly, because I know everything had to be like programmed into it. I do remember reading and hearing that part. So,
because even when they're announcing the stages, like Neon City, it sounds like really like robotic and not very like up and down. So I wonder if it's just hard to include lyrics. So I'm not gonna fault them for that. But the soundtrack was good on each level. I mean, it was banging. Soundtracks have been banging for all three games that we've played so far. That is a common theme for the SNES so far. I mean, sounded good. I don't really have a lot of critiques for this area either. BJ, you got some more critiques for me, or are you kind of piggybacking off me and kind of feeding off my opinion?
kind of piggybacking off you and kind of feeding off your opinion. Did think the soundtrack was good. I think all the fight noises, everything, it had a good, it kind of added depth with all the sound. But I will say one thing, I'm glad you mentioned it. When they introduced stages, and maybe that's the reason they didn't put in lyrics, it sounded like somebody took the generic, old school Apple earbuds, put them in a fucking soup can that was empty, and just screamed the stage name. Just didn't sound good. I mean, if that's the reason that they left the lyrics out, good design choice. I'm glad you did that. Outside of that, that's really my only sound gripe I had, is that just pissed me off, because without the words on the screen, I don't know what the hell you just said. I thought my headphones were bugging out. I didn't know what the hell had happened. So outside of that, didn't sound like farting and shitting. Pretty happy on the CJ scale.
This is where I'm starting to wean, and I don't know. I'm trying not to nostalgia. I don't even know if that's the right word. I don't know if my nostalgia for a lot of this shit is there, but God help me. The original arcade game, okay, and that one came out years prior, and I know we're not dealing with arcade, but I can still just hear that motion of the camera going from the skyline down to the damn manhole in there, and this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles start to kick in, and it's just like, dude, that I could almost have that as my fucking ring entrance song to some degree. I'd be ready to come out and fucking body slam and kick somebody's ass. It's kind of there, but it's almost like I feel like they did this on the cheap. Spend 10 more hours with it, fine tune the audio in this. I'll live maybe without the vocal parts. I can see that. I got it. Limitation issues, sure, but the music itself still just didn't have. It's missing a layer, something. It just wasn't coming out for me. And honestly, like I say, I know the soundtrack wasn't bad for a beat 'em up, but I think it's like the same problem Aidan had with UN Squadron. None of it sticks.
Yeah.
So I on a personal level, I say port wise, not a bad thing. Soundtrack wise, I don't think it's really good. I'm not a fan, and it's just because really just none of it moved me, touched me, and stayed with me on any of this. So I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna say I didn't like the soundtrack on this. I have a hard time going with that, but I'm not a fan.
That's fair. That is fair.
That's fair. If it didn't stick with you, I was definitely in the same boat with you and Squadron. You guys said it was banging, which I did. I did enjoy the soundtrack for this game, but I mean, if it doesn't stick with you, it doesn't stick with you. If I hear a song and if I can't even remember it a couple days after I hear it, then it ain't a good song to me. That's totally fair.
Well, I was playing this last night, and it does not kick back into me at all within 24 hours. I've lost it, so.
Well, it's all subjective here, folks. You get difference in opinions. You didn't like the soundtrack. CJ, do you have a part of the game you really didn't like?
Do have a couple things written down here. I will shout out the robots, bro. I fucking hated the robots. I'm not mad at them. I just didn't like them.
I didn't either.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yeah,
the
little mousers.
The robots or the little dogs that bite your arm and do like three damage ticks.
I was hoping that the robots were a one-time thing, and the next time I saw them pop up, I was really pissed. I did better, but I was really pissed. Let's see. I will say, going along kind of in tune, right after the robots, the next stage when you're in the sewer. By the way, badass location. The aliens just jumping at me pissed me off. They reminded me not just of the alien from the Alien movie. Instead, they reminded me from E.T. from Spaceballs coming out of the chest and doing his little dance. I don't know why, but that's what it reminded me of. So, going next, speaking of the 2D, 3D stuff, the sewer boss, I think, was a great epitome of why I hate it. Because I had a really hard time dodging the rockets and knowing where they were. Like, by the time I figured out where they were, I had already got hit. Because I couldn't tell if it's up or if it's down. Like, I just couldn't tell the depth, like what horizontal plane it was on. So it really fucked with me there. Other than that, I think that's all I really got. I think just the big thing I harp on, just like I said, I call it the 2D, 3D is kind of a genre or style I've always struggled with. But other than that, just kind of little stuff. I didn't necessarily actually hate the aliens. I didn't really hate the robots. They just pissed me off, like, mechanically about how they attacked me and kicked my ass, kind of. But outside of that, really just the 2D, 3D stuff just bugs the ever-living hell out of me sometimes. So outside
I
of that,
got
I'm
you.
happy. Nothing too
Sometimes with games like this, it was kind of a slight issue for me when playing Contra, like in the tunnels. It was trying to
Yeah,
appear
same
3D,
thing.
but it didn't translate that well for me. I didn't have as big as a problem as you did on this game. As like it's kind of like the same kind of style as a couple other beat 'em ups. Sometimes the perception is hard, like a couple levels where you have like a bowling ball dropping on top of you. You know, I don't know if it's on top of me or to the left of me. One of my most major gripes in this game, and it is an intended game design, but I think it's a poor one, is the grab mechanic. It is way overdone. I don't mind if it happens, but it's the amount it happens needs to be toned down, or it needs to be more specific to your situation. Like either I need to be surrounded by like 5 guys, because like as soon as someone comes on top of me, they just grab me and I just get 100 damage done to me. Like every single time it happens, and it's like it's very overdone. That is my biggest gripe with the game, for sure. Larry, what'd you think?
Oh, you're talking where they grab you.
Where they grab
Okay.
me? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not talking
I'm
about when
sorry,
I grab people. When they grab me, it's
Okay.
overdone for sure. Because it happens so frequently. Once they swarm you, it's ridiculous. It happens every time without fail, and it's kind of like you can't. If they're on top of you, there's nothing you could do. Like if it was a mechanic like, oh, you can mash A to get out of it. For me, that would be much better. Like just something to counteract it rather than, oh, you're getting grabbed, you're getting damage done to you.
I felt like going up and down got me out of it relatively quick, but I don't know that it didn't do.
No,
damage, so.
I don't think there was any getting out of it. Once you got grabbed, there was an animation that performed until it was over.
I didn't feel like I struggled.
I
that
didn't
much.
see that.
Must have been too
I agree with
quick.
Aidan. Anytime you had a group of guys show up around you, that's exactly what happened. They would grab you and they just hold on to you. But like it pisses you off because like it's almost, I guess you probably had some of it, a little brother effect. If not, I'm sure I at least put you in a couple of them of fucking the full Nelson. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it does nothing to you, but in this game it hurts you. It's just like, you son of a bitch, let me go.
I think what happens, it's not the act of getting grabbed itself that does damage. It's once you get grabbed, you're like susceptible to every other damage. So
Yeah,
there's
that's
like if
fair.
there's like 5 other guys around you, when you get grabbed, you could have like 5 damage ticks done to you. And
Oh yeah.
it's insane.
That's
Well, Larry, do you have any other gripes in getting cummed on?
Never complained about that once in my life. This is where I'm turning it down. I am a Turtles fan. I love the Turtles since 1987. I remember that was the reason to get out of bed on Saturday morning. And I don't know if this is recency bias is kicking in. I know a week or two ago I mentioned that me and my daughter have been playing Bravery or Greed, which basically is just a beat 'em up with a little bit more to it. And I don't know if that's where my fault is coming in, but I felt this could have been on the Nintendo. You only needed 2 buttons for this whole damn game. I felt like there should have been something more to it. Yeah, they added the one button where you could hit it and it would do your A, B together, which was basically a special move, which every beat 'em up has that. It's basically to break out of that crowd. You do a spin move or something knocks everybody down. So
I wouldn't mind if they had like ninja stars or something, even like something like that.
yeah, I mean, and I know the Turtles all have their dedicated thing, but I don't know if I want to say it became brainless or thoughtless, but it's just it did for I don't even know how many levels there were, 9, I think, 8 or 9 levels, and it kind of became monotonous. And that's kind of my gripe is there wasn't enough variance in what you could do to make this more entertaining. I mean, maybe even sliding in another level of riding surfboards or something like that might have helped. But it felt very samey as you went through all of it. You're going to get introduced to the newest guy, the new Hardfoot Kai. Then next thing you know, you're gonna get your ass handed to you right before you're able to get the pizza because you already died. So now you get the pizza. It doesn't do you no damn good. And the bosses felt kind of samey too. But I guess that's my gripe is it didn't feel like you had to do much outside of maybe just avoid and hit X or hit Y, I guess, on the controller. But that's really my biggest gripe in it. I mean, it's
Fair.
after a while, it was hard as my old ass to sit on the couch at 10, 11 o'clock at night trying to stay enthused about button mashing.
Yeah, or like maybe you could, or maybe some sort of level progression, or you could find some different weapon, or at least some different gimmick to make it more, to separate each level, or show progression, or add more depth to the game. I like what you said about it. Kind of felt mindless with your playing. It wasn't like, oh, I made it to the next level. Okay, there's nothing. Okay, I just made it to the next level. That's all that happened. You didn't get rewarded. Like, there wasn't a ton of difference. I mean, there's some like mobs that were reskinned, but pretty much did the same thing. The bosses felt similar. They weren't that difficult for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Once, honestly, I don't know if we want to jump to that, but I mean, the bosses really were, it's short, go to one side of the screen, attack you as they move up through the screen. If you can get your attack in right there, then you're good, and they're going to fly to the other side and repeat. I mean, a Z pattern to all degrees, I think. But I don't know. I don't even know if a level up thing would help or something. I mean, you made me think about the old Dragons, Double Dragon on the NES. It was an arcade port. The arcade port wasn't that good. They made the Double Dragons for NES more relatable because you had to beat up guys, and as you started to progress through it, you opened up more abilities. You couldn't do an elbow smash until you got to level 2. You couldn't do a backhand elbow to level 3. It wasn't done so much RPG, but you collected X amount of points for all the guys that you beat up, which in this you do the same. So I just don't see why they could have added something like that. That would just help keep it fresh the longer you went into it.
100%.
Agreed.
I very much agree. Well, we've kind of getting our gripes out of the way. What's something you like about the game, C? Something that you enjoy. What's your favorite part of this game?
Well, the first thing I was going to say can't be my favorite part because that would just be probably not the best answer. I think my favorite part's the way it looked, the way it played. I will say, you touched on it earlier, story straightforward. I feel like the game itself plays straightforward. Do get a lot of monotonous stuff, but on the flip side of it, it kind of is a nice little way to turn off your mind as well. And like I said, I've been playing a lot of Valorant, been using all my brain power normally on one game and then playing like shit the rest of the time. It's kind of nice to be able to just kind of turn off the brain, play a little beat 'em up action with my beloved Turtles. So I also do like, especially because they only made it the 2-player, I feel like they could have cheaped out and just not even given you all 4 turtles and really made it a big flop in that sense. So glad to see all the guys. Love the pizza time and the special pizzas. Love that, dude. When I eat pizza, I start spinning in circles and freaking out too. It's exactly what I did before I hopped up here. So I like the backgrounds, level design, all that stuff is pretty good. I do like the 2020. I didn't notice that, but I do like it. Surfing's fun. Hoverboards are cool. Overall, I think it was easy on the mind, especially. I know we had talked about previously in last season, sometimes it's just nice to kind of kick back and just play something. This is one I definitely wouldn't pass up in an arcade. Oh, come on, Larry, jump over here with me real quick. Oh, it's the 4-player. Aidan, come on. All 3 of us can run it. You know, like, I just like the ability to turn off your mind, and I know Aidan harped on me with our album review and saying that's a bad thing, but sometimes it's a good thing. When you use as much mind power as me, sometimes you just need to turn off your mind and smash the buttons. I did like see both sides of the simplicity. I am a button mashing fan. It does get old quick, but at the same time, I will say at least through the first 3 levels, dude, I was feeling it just mashing button. Didn't say buttons, but mashing button. I did enjoy it for a minute there, so good stuff overall. Didn't hate it.
Well, we see it's obvious for CJ doesn't have a whole lot of mind power to give out, so once he kind of exhausted some of it, he's kind of over with. Like he'll play one game of Tetris, then he'll have to come back to this and be like, okay, I gotta rest my mind for the next 4 hours.
Gotta reset.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will say we are
hibernation.
harping on this game, but this game is meant to be a 2-player game. I can definitely see this game being more enjoyable with a friend playing it. I do want to say though, my favorite part of the game is probably the graphics and the environment. Kind of put those 2 and 2 together. Like the graphics complemented the environment and the story. Yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the game. Flat and center. is the graphics. It looked much better than a lot of SNES games we played. Very vibrant. The levels, the background levels, it looked good. What can I say? Larry, you got something different to say about favorite? What's your favorite part?
I meant to ask you guys this earlier, and I never got to it. But I guess you didn't have the opportunity to get together and play it either.
No.
Anyone. I tried once to get my wife to play it, but she wasn't down for it, and I tapped out all my daughter's availability to play a beat 'em up a week ago. So, yeah,
Fair enough.
I was hoping somewhere we could have probably worked out over the weekend, but time gets in the way. That's what sucks about being old. But
Doesn't it?
either way, I think 100% beat 'em ups are made to be played with friends. It's for us to be there to like carry on, yell, like, oh, kick that dude's ass. So I think that's something we missed in this that would have probably added some benefit to it. But I agree with you 110%. The graphics were very good. The environment brought you into the world of the Turtles. And honestly, like I say, the animation, I think is what I want to say. That was very good too, considering what it was. The movements, the strikes, all that stuff, the jump attacks, they all looked really good. I just, like I said, the problem was it was the same thing over and over and over. Trying to make it better is the hard part of that. But I mean, you can't go wrong. Just one, I think, just being the Turtles. I mean, if you got any love for the Turtles, you can't go wrong with it. And I think that's one of the stronger points with it. That's carried half of this itself. I would say that's what made it why we didn't get the progression and all that stuff, because they were like, it's the fucking Teenage Mutant Turtles, dude. We could put 4 green blobs in here and some damn kid will want it. So
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Kind of final thoughts on it. It's kind of one of those games to me. It seemed like we had a lot of gripes about the game, but truly it's not something that I really despise about the game. It's just kind of things that I hoped they could have done to make the game better, but also not a whole lot of things that are really standing out to me about this game. It is kind of one of those games that's mindless. There's not a ton of thinking to do. I could see myself listening to another VGR podcast episode of playing the game, and that's pretty much the extent of it. I'm not going to sit down and have like an in-depth, really focus on this game, really try really hard to beat it. It's like you could sit down, mindlessly play this game, and have a good time. I think that's the only reason I would recommend it. Other than that, I can't say that I would really recommend that you have to go out and play this game. If you want to mindlessly play a game, or if you got a buddy that want to play beat 'em up, this one's a good SNES beat 'em up. You could find it a lot of different places. Yeah, that's pretty much my final thoughts. CJ, you got anything else to add there?
Yeah, I think a lot of what you said is pretty true for me. Didn't really do nothing crazy good. Larry, I think you had probably the best point of the pod. It's the Turtles. Deal with it. You got a turtle game, so do get a little bit of that. But at the same time, yeah, I did enjoy turning off the hardworking brain here and just kicking some ass as a turtle. I did get to play as Leonardo, probably the turtle that suits me best. So it's pretty cool. I'd say if you got a friend to hop on the sticks with, pick it up, see if you enjoy kicking ass with your turtle brother. I'd play it again as long as I had a friend there with me. I don't think this is something I'd go to. Like I said, not the biggest Turtles fan. Also just not the biggest beat 'em up fan, but I did enjoy at your place, Larry, playing kind of that beat 'em up stylish game. Can't remember the name, but that was fun. I would do this in a similar manner with you all or something like that. So I think that's where I'd play it again. But outside of that, might not come back, but it wasn't bad by any means.
That was Knights of the Round. Knights of the Round.
I liked that. That was fun.
Maybe cheated a little bit, but we did get the victory.
We played the arcade version, I think, and in the SNES Super Nintendo catalog, it's in here too. So, just in case you get bored in your own time, it's out there.
I put in 99 quarters, if you recall. That I took.
Yeah, it's not as forgiving on the Super Nintendo.
Believe that.
For what it is for the time, I think it's a good game. the Turtles sold it, every bit of it. I think that's what got it in your house and got it played. It was the first one on the Super Nintendo, so it definitely was coming at you. I do remember late in the podcast for a little history, but the original Teenage Mutant Turtles game on the NES was totally weird. It was kind of based off the comic more than the cartoon, and it's a completely different thing. And then Turtles 2 was the arcade game, and then the third one was the arcade game 2, which that was a very good port as well for the NES. So naturally this was going to come out. They say this already hit the arcade, can't go wrong with the Turtles, but it is a beat 'em up, and I think it's the nature of any beat 'em up, it is play with a friend, and that's what this missed. So I think I agree with you guys. I have no intentions of going back and playing the same time soon, but if one of us, two of us, even maybe one of my brothers, someone else said, "Hey, you want to play something?" I'm like, I got the fucking game we can play. It would be probably a Teenage Mutant Turtles game, because that's best shared with friends who can talk about the fact that oh, he's kicking my ass, help me. It's part of it. So
Yeah, I'd play it again with a friend, but I wouldn't dive back into it by myself. I wouldn't say.
No, it's where it needs to be. So find a friend, play it. That's about where I'm at.
Oh, it's about that time of the pod. Got to put pens to paper. Give it a number. I got a number in my head. I'll go first this time. I got a number in my head. I'm going to give it a flat, not flat, a little rigid 6.2 out of 10. I was going to give it a flat 6. I was being like, okay, that's a little harsh. 6.2. I can play it. It's a little bit above average game. Nothing too crazy. See, do you got numbers, or are you sending it off to Larry here?
I'll send it off to Larry after I say this. Giving it a flat 6. I think it's pretty average. Not the biggest beat 'em up fan. Not the worst game I played. Colorful, vibrant, itched my tism brain, and I enjoyed it overall. So, give it a 6. I think 6 is fair. I think I did like UN Squadron slightly better, but just slightly. I think this is still a good game, average game, And Larry's gonna knock it out of the park with a 10.
Well, again, my love for a lot of things comes into play here, but I think you hit the nail on where I would go with it. This is an average game. Had we had the opportunity to get together and play this, I probably actually would even bumped it up higher. But playing it by myself, I did see the end. I don't know if you guys made it that far. I'll have to say I played it on the original stuff, and we went through that, and I got through maybe the first prehistoric land. I played on the Cowabunga collection where you could put in a level selection, so I played every level that was available to it. The ending for this and the arcade are different, I'll say that much. This one you fight Super Shredder, and the one in the arcade is Shredder with a sword, so spoiler for that. But it's average. It's just an average beat 'em up. It's nothing makes me want to go back and play a whole lot. There are other ones I'd rather play on my own. Like I say, with a group, that changes everything. So by itself, playing it, 5.5. And I think really the 0.5 I'm throwing in there is because it is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's just, I love my boys. With the game, it's pretty basic.
What's our VGR average here, see?
VGR average stays as an average at an even flat 6 when rounded appropriately. So this is a 6 out of 10, and it's an average game.
6 out of 10. Average game. I'll take it. Wait, are you sure about that?
What we all came up with.
Yeah, absolutely positive.
I thought it was a 5.9 due to my calculations, but that is not that big of a...
5.96, the 6 would round the 9 to a 0, and then there would be a 1 added onto the 5, so therefore it would be a 6.0, buddy.
Okay, I was...
fucking Khan Academy video right now.
The only reason I knew that is because I got to save some brain power by playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4.
All right, team.
So, Wait, I got something for you.
Oh shit!
Kanye
forgot.
quote of the week.
Kanye quote of the
Gotta
week.
phone a friend here. I'm gonna phone a friend. Kanye's gonna phone his friend Nas, the New York City rapper. Who else is a rapper from New York City? I know 4 turtles and a big rat that are also that, allegedly. I never sleep. Huh. Wait, that's the wrong lyrics. No, I got it right. I never sleep.
Embarrassing.
Because sleep is the cousin of death. Beyond the walls of intelligence, life is destined. I think of crime, and I'm in the New York state of mind. That's what these turtles do. They're in the New York state of mind, kicking ass, taking names. It's pretty much what we do here.
Yeah. If my brain had worked better because of not being so numb from this, we would have been able to bring up Vanilla Ice's Ninja Rap. Go
I
Ninja,
thought
go
about going
Ninja,
there.
go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Go. That movie was
Thought
awful,
about
but I
going
love it.
Well, what do we got going on next week? See.
Next week, back to me. I picked Donkey Kong Country.
Wait a minute. Guys, we got a surprise episode next week. Surprise extra separating week 1 and week 2. We got Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. You know it was coming up.
Shit.
An extra or postseason. We're going to be playing Super Mario 2, Yoshi's Island. Our extra, sorry to cut you off there. I decided to make an executive decision right here and right now. We're playing Yoshi's We're playing Super Mario 2, Yoshi's Island next week. I'm going to be hosting as well, and it's going to be a great time. Now the week after that, that's a different story. But Larry, what should all of our VGR fans do, and what must they do, actually?
Well, what they gotta do is like, follow, and subscribe on whatever you're watching or listening to us on. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for subscribing and watching. Thank you for coming this far. If you'd like to catch more content, or at least a longer edition of this, watch us on Spotify, or rather listen to us on Spotify. There's nothing to watch there, but there's a good hour worth of content there. We're all over the place. Spotify, Amazon, YouTube. You can find all kinds of good videos there. We throw in random different stuff that you're only going to find in different spots, so check out all the different ones. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We got TikToks rolling. We just, we're putting it out there, put some stuff for you. We want to hear from you. Email us, vgrpod@gmail.com. Send us a letter. Let us know what you think, how you feel. CJ will send you back some feet pics. It'll be gross. It'll be great.
Yes, he will. Well, until the next one, we'll see you guys later.
Peace.